Hello, and welcome to this episode of Batavia Spotlight, where we get to know more about community organizations and businesses here in Batavia and in our local communities. I'm Ellen Huxtable, your host. So let's get started. Our first guest today is Reverend Brian Coffey, the senior pastor of First Baptist Church of Geneva. Thank you for joining us, Reverend Coffey.
Thanks, Ellen.
And so tell us a little bit about Geneva, your church in Geneva.
First Baptist Church of Geneva has been in the community for a little over 120 years. We're located at the intersection of Randall and Kesslinger in Geneva. Okay. We have two campuses, one just on the east side of the intersection and one to the west just behind the hospital, Del Mar Hospital. Every weekend we have 6 worship services between the two campuses, roughly 2,000 people or so, counting children in those services. And probably our whole church family is about 4,000, Tri-City area and a little bit beyond, all the way out to Elburn, Aurora, South Elgin, and so forth. But and I would like to say, too, that we feel a lot more like, I think, what you might call a community Bible church rather than what many people think of when they think of a Baptist church. But that depends on your background and what you know of the Baptist tradition. Okay,
can you tell us a little bit then about the core beliefs of your denomination?
I would love to. We teach the Bible. We place a high priority on the Bible as truth, and the center of the biblical story is the story of Jesus, his life, death, ministry, resurrection, and we call that the gospel. And what we like to say is the gospel transforms people and families, and transform people, make a difference, make an impact in the world as they serve. The 4 words we describe our ministries with are reaching, connecting, equipping, and serving.
Okay. Now, I know your church offers a number of different programs. You have a wide range of things you offer. Can you tell us a little bit about those things?
Yeah, we're blessed to be of a size where we can have a very talented and dedicated staff. We have 55 full and part-time people work on our staff. That allows us to have programming for a whole range of folks, from children to students to men, women, to senior adults, to single moms, and on out into the community. Just a whole range of well-led, dynamic programs for all ages.
Are they all based upon Scripture, or are they a wide range of social things as well?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. We have ministries that we would kind of term transformational ministries, traditional Bible studies for men and women, sort of biblically based programs. We have other programs that are much more community focused, local serving projects, local serving partners. In Aurora, for example, we send short-term teams to many different spots of the world every summer as people go and serve actively in different places.
And so are people that are not part of your congregation then encouraged and invited to participate in these?
Absolutely. I think sometimes people can have a little bit of a misconception that if the church has Baptist in the title, that if you didn't grow up that way, you're not welcome. But it's really not like that. The church is a community church. We're open to everyone. We love having visitors, people from different faith traditions, people who've maybe been away from church for a while. And we have every single weekend and every single services, we have people visiting for the first time.
That's great. I know you have many, many accomplishments in your church. Can you tell us about some of the things that the church has accomplished? There's many, I know.
Yeah, there are lots of things going on, but I would pick out a couple that we just recently were particularly happy about. We have an initiative that we call Serve the World, and that means we've chosen partners from around the world that have applied, that we think are worthy and are doing things that we can't do here in the Fox Valley in North America, but they need support. For example, last year we played a major role in contributing resources to one of the largest HIV/AIDS clinics in Nigeria, where we had people on the ground working there. So we helped build a new building and helped build a security wall, just as one example of a global partner. Mm-hmm. We also have local partners right here locally in Aurora that we work with. We did a building expansion last year at our West Campus, and part of that was building 2 state-of-the-art rooms dedicated to ministry with kids with special needs. We call that Masterpiece Ministries, and due to the creation of those rooms, that particular ministry has doubled, even tripled in size in the last year. We have families now that drive 20 or 25 miles just because we have facilities that can take care of children with special needs. So we're very happy about that. And just a couple others I'd mentioned. One is what we call Leadership Institute. It's every summer this summer we provided 11 paid internships for college kids to come and serve and work in church ministries, to learn about leadership in the church, to learn about different kinds of ministries. They served in different departments, and it was like a summer job for them for 2.5 months. But it was a chance to give them hands-on experience in the church, those considering careers in service or ministry. And we think eventually that'll grow into a residency program. Maybe even we'll start hiring some of these gifted, talented young people. So
Wonderful.
we're real happy about Leadership Institute.
Excellent. Now you have the two campuses. Are there differences between the campuses in the feeling or who was attracted to them?
Yeah, the main difference between the campuses is the East Campus, which is the older of the campuses, has a sanctuary, and so the worship services there are traditional in style. We have a pipe organ, sanctuary choir, and so the feel there is a little bit more traditional for the folks who grew up with that in their background. At the West Campus, the feel is more contemporary, bands, video, it's louder, and those kinds of things. The teaching and preaching is all the same. I'll add one more thing in that we're happy about as a church, and it happens at our East Campus. We have a ministry that we call the Shepherd's Heart Care Center. It began with a food pantry. It has offices and a location at our East Campus, and it's active every day. We're now partners with Northern Illinois Food Bank, one of the largest partners in all of Kane County, and we have now 350 families that use it every month.
Wow.
Our food pantry. So that's our East Campus because we have the facilities there to handle it. But basically the difference is traditional and contemporary in terms of style of worship.
So whichever is more important to you, whichever speaks to you, it can be accommodated.
Yeah.
So how can people become involved with your church?
I think the best way is just come visit, either with a weekday ministry. Some of our women's ministries take place in weekday mornings, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday morning for young moms, or a weekend service. Find a time that works for you, and just come visit, see if you connect with us, see if you like the way we talk and teach, and like the feel and the atmosphere, and get to know us.
Great. And so if people want to learn more and explore more, how can they do that? How can they contact your church?
Well, easiest way is to visit, like I said, but you can go to our website, which is fbcg.com. It's a full website. We'll be rebuilding it this year, but all the information's on there. You can always call, stop by, but the website's a great way to go.
Now, Brian, thank you so much for being here and telling us about this. And I hope that many people take up the offer of coming to your church and learning more about your church, your ministries, and your outreach programs. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ellen. Thanks for having me.
And now we'll take a brief time out to hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment.